All right, so it's nice to see a big corporation showing a spine. Now, there's a good reason why Planet Fitness could show a spine, because this doesn't necessarily have to do with the victim. It happens to do with what's good policy. So, what am I talking about? Planet Fitness has banned a person for taking a picture of someone else in the locker room who just happened to be trans. Now, that's why I'm saying this. Now, the victim is trans, so it's great that they're standing their ground. However, it's just good policy to not be taking pictures of other people in the locker room regardless of their gender. I mean, dude, that should be common sense. I mean, why are you taking pictures of someone in the locker room? I'm pretty sure Planet Fitness has security cameras, so anyway, let me get right to the article. Planet Fitness has stood by its decision to ban a member who took a picture of a trans woman using a gym's female locker room and confronted them about their presence there. Okay. Now, this is a problem I have with this headline, with this basically first paragraph. Gym's female locker room? It's the women's locker room, not a female locker room. If it was a female locker room, then yeah, there would be a problem with a trans woman being in the locker room because she is not female. However, that's not how we designate locker rooms. We don't designate them male and female. We designate them by gender. Because let's face it, most people are cis. So their sex and their gender align. Now, until we go by sex, no. Let's not conflate the two. And this is from Pink News, so they should frickin' know better. Anyway, it comes after a complaint raised by U.S. woman Patricia Silva, who allegedly saw a trans woman shaving in the locker room of her Alaska gym and took a picture of the individual in question. Okay, now, again, just because a trans woman's in there, no reason to take a picture, but what the hell are you doing shaving in the locker room? I mean, I guess, some biological males have 5 o'clock shadows, so they probably, in order to look more feminine, probably don't want to have a beard. But then I doubt you're in Planet Fitness long enough to develop said 5 o'clock shadow. Why are you shaving in a public locker room? That's just weird. Women do not shave their legs or underarms in a locker room. They do that at home. I'm sure most men don't go to the men's locker room and shave. They do that at home. So unless this person is homeless, what the hell? Anyway, still not a reason to take a picture, mind you. Or confront the person for that matter. That's what you have staff for. Silva recounted that she approached the trans person and told them they should not be using the same changing room as herself. Then leave. I mean, if you said that, why are you shaving in the locker room, you weirdo? That has nothing to do with the fact that the person is trans. You just don't do that in a public locker room. You do that at home. Again, unless you happen to be homeless, What are you doing shaving in a public locker room? In a video shared to Facebook, Silva recounted the incident and persistently misgendered the person. Of course she did, because, we have to be an asshat about these things. I just came out of Planet Fitness. There is a man shaving in the women's bathroom. Well, at least she went by gender in the bathroom as opposed to sex. But still, no, there wasn't a man. It was a trans woman. Now, if you were to say there was some weirdo shaving in the bathroom, well, that could cover anybody, because weirdos are weirdos. Because again, what the hell were you doing shaving in the bathroom? Now, is it a bathroom or a locker room? Because those are two different things. That conjures up two different scenarios. Now, a bathroom can be in a locker room, that's for sure. But, those are two different things. So, yeah. I love him in Christ. Sure you do. He is a spiritual being having a human experience. He doesn't like his gender, so he wants to be a woman. But I'm not comfortable with him shaving in my bathroom. I just thought I'd say it out loud. Okay, now, this drives me absolutely nuts. How someone can say, I love you, but I'm going to vilify you. I mean, either you love someone or you vilify them. You can't have it both ways. This is not a tough love situation. Misgendering a person and basically saying that they have no right to exist is not love. No, it's not like some intervention for alcoholism or drug addiction. That's not the same thing. I mean, what are we doing here, people? Religion and transphobia specifically has turned people into fucking creeps. I mean, bigots, they were always. They just happened to use religion to hide behind their bigotry, but, yeah, religion gives them that right. So, okay, don't misgender. It's not, it's not that they do not like their gender. It is, they do not feel like they are their gender. There is a difference. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of things that women hate about being a woman, like periods and the cramps from hell, which thankfully I don't have to deal with anymore. But that doesn't mean that, so that could be an example of me not liking my gender, but that doesn't mean I'm going to change my gender because I'm not trans. It is amazing how ignorant these people are about what it means to be trans. It's not like they woke up one day and decided, being a man sucks. With having privilege in just about every corners of society. I think I'm going to be a woman so I can feel like what it's like to be oppressed. What? Seriously. I don't understand what these people are thinking, or if they even are thinking. She continued, I looked at him and said, hey. He looked up and I said, you are a man shaving in the women's bathroom and I'm not okay with that. Considering people are so freaked out about men assaulting women in the bathroom by pretending to be women, I don't know if confronting a man shaving, which I assume with a razor as opposed to an electric shaver, that puts a weapon in his hand. I don't know if you're so freaked out about trans women if you'd want to confront her when she has a literal weapon in her hand. I would think you would be too freaked out about that. So are you guys these damsels in distress who need protection from people you perceive as threats who happen to be biological males? Or are you able to defend yourself? Because I'm confused here what narrative we're going with. She alleged the person replied that they were LGBT. What? I doubt it, because if they were trans, they would have at least added the T. What? I call bullshit. Silva said, whatever that is. Okay. Nevertheless, I told him, you're a man and you're invading my space. God. How about you concentrate on your own shit? Again, the only thing they did wrong was shave. Because who the hell does that in a public locker room, restroom? Again, unless you're homeless, that's not something you do in public. In a public space. Silva went on to say she reported the other member to staff on reception, which she should have just done. Why confront the person? It doesn't mean any... All you're doing is asking for a confrontation. Just go to reception, say there's a problem, and let them deal with it. Because you're turning yourself into a creeper. So, Silva went on to say she reported the other member to staff on reception. The two men standing at the desk put their heads down and their tails between their legs. Right, I'm sure that's exactly what they did. As I was walking out the door, at my back, a woman shouted, "It's a girl." And I shouted back, "It's a man." I don't know. Were they talking about the trans woman saying it's a girl, or were they calling you an it? I'm not sure. But the fact that either one referred to a human being as an it, I mean, it's great that they had the trans woman's back, but at the same time, what? It? She said Planet Fitness proceeded to cancel her membership, good, which the gym company said was due to her taking photographs inside the locker room, which is prohibited. And that's why I'm saying that it's easy for Planet Fitness to do that, because it's policy not to take photos inside of a locker room, as opposed to the fact that this person happened to be trans. In a statement, the gym brand, which has more than 2,500 locations, said whilst people may feel uncomfortable with trans folk using the same space as them, this discomfort is not a reason to deny access. Exactly. I mean, I remember being in junior high, and high school for that matter, feeling all sorts of discomfort whenever I had to go to gym class. It had nothing to do with anyone being trans. I just didn't feel comfortable in a locker room, changing in front of other people. So, what should I have said? Oh, I shouldn't need to attend gym class, or I should have my own private changing room because I don't feel comfortable? Dudes, that is not how this works. And I'm sure that that there are plenty of gay men inside men's locker rooms and lesbian women inside of women's locker rooms who are uncomfortable simply because they want to keep their eyes on the ground and not oogle the other people in the locker room or worry that somebody's going to accuse them of that. So they're probably hella uncomfortable. That doesn't change the fact that they use it, and they're not going to ask for their own changing rooms that, they don't have to be around other people, so they don't have to feel that discomfort. That does not happen. At least I haven't heard of any of that happening. The policy statement added staff should work with members and employees to address this discomfort and to foster a climate of understanding. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the discomfort was more, just me being uncomfortable, possibly with my own body, because, you're a teenager. Who the hell feels completely comfortable in who they are as a freaking teenager? But the point is that that's a me problem. And I knew that was a me problem. This is a her problem. This has nothing to do with the trans woman. Again, I question the shaving thing. What the hell are you doing? But again, that is just weird behavior. That has nothing to do with the fact that she is trans. In a statement shared with the Daily Mail, Planet Fitness said, as the home of the judgment-free zone, Planet Fitness is committed to creating an inclusive environment. And for those of you who are going to scream that, well, it's not inclusive to bigots, I'm sorry. Bigots' whole shtick is that they feel that they are superior and they should have things handed to them and that they're better than everyone. That, if they are, by their very nature, exclusive, then they don't get to yowl that people aren't including them. It's just basically the whole, if tolerance were to allow intolerance, and there would be no tolerance. It's the same thing. If we allow bigotry, then there's going to no longer be inclusivity. That's just the way it works. Our gender identity non-discrimination policy states that members and guests may use the gym facilities that best align with their sincere, self-reported gender identity, it read. The member who posted on social media violated our mobile device policy that prohibits taking photos of individuals in the locker room, which resulted in their membership being terminated. This is not the first time Planet Fitness has been at the center of a locker room storm. In 2019, a man threatened to kill a trans woman who was using the female changing rooms. Again, stop with that. Those are two different things. At a Planet Fitness in New Hampshire. Just to show you that it's trans women you should be afraid of. What the hell? As a result, the trans woman got injunction against him, which banned him from contacting and coming within 250 feet of the victim, as well as entering the fitness facility. Good. Jesus Christ, you should not be, okay, that is the end of the article, but seriously, you should not be threatening people. Think about it. The whole point of men freaking out about trans women is because they're afraid that they're a danger to the women in the locker room, in the bathroom, whatever. So instead of them doing anything remotely violent, you're the one who's doing it, and you're going to tell me that it's trans women we should be afraid of? No, it's creepy men, and in this case a creepy woman, which apparently transphobia allows you to be creeps, attacking trans people because they have this crazy idea in their head which doesn't reflect reality. Now, I'm not going to say that there aren't men who don't dress up as women and try to attack women that way. I'm not going to say that doesn't happen. There have been comedies based on this stupid trope. But that's just it. Because they're comical, that probably means that if it does happen, it's not very often. Because those people were never trans. And I just do not see how all trans women are, as this points out, they're more likely to be victims. Because people have it in their freaking heads why they're dangerous. And, I mean, obviously, this trans woman is not yet on hormones. Whether it be because she can't afford it, or she just hasn't entered that stage of her transition, or I don't know how long it takes for hormones to kick in once you start taking them. So there could be great reasons why she isn't on hormones. Why she still had to shave. I still think it's super weird to do it in a public bathroom, but that's the weird part. Not that it's a trans woman, but the fact that she was shaving. What the hell? You don't do that in the public bathroom or locker room or whatever. And that's the end of it. It has nothing to do with her being trans. It's just that she was doing something weird. But the transphobe had to double down and be weird herself by taking pictures. And, if you don't feel comfortable, I don't know, change which clubs you go to, or just deal with it. Because, again, we all did that as teenagers. We all took gym class. We all had the awkwardness of having to change in front of others. So, that's not new. Now, like I said, if you had said that someone is shaving in the locker room, and I think that that's just weird, that's one thing. But to say there's a man in the women's room, no, there isn't. And unless she is doing something really weird, like, I don't know, trying to attack other women, I fail to see what the problem is. The only thing the trans woman did wrong is, shave. Which, again, really weird. But anyway, I am just repeating myself ad nauseum. I sound like a broken record at this point. So, with that, I will see you in the next video.